Avoiding these things will allow you to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. That's what we're going to be discussing here tonight live. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right. From Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. So that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That is right. We are here to help each and every one of you get the best possible grip on your life so you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. And let me quickly pay special props to this channel sponsor, Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network for all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry. Please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. When you go on that website, you're going to find a bunch of internet radio stations. There are talk stations. There are also music stations. And one of the talk or music stations more than likely will suit your genre needs. So check it out at www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down. And if you go to the site and you want to connect with Troy, if you do send him an email, please do not fail to wish him happy holidays from Coach Eli with lots and lots of love. Let him know that Coach Eli sent you, because he'll be really thrilled about that. He'll be getting his sponsorship worth, right? Oh, yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Saturday. It is Saturday, December 12th, 2020. And happy holidays to each and every one of you out there. I hope you are all spending some time with your friends, family, and loved ones, and hopefully you're being safe as this pandemic continues to storm out of control. I'm taking the best possible precautionary measures that I can, while still trying to live life. I mean, we still have to live life. Life has to go on. But please be safe and, be good to one another. 2020 has been a very interesting year. It's been a very difficult and rough year in many ways. And if you're anything like me, you're looking forward to a completely different and much better 2021. All right. So let me just make sure that the notification has gone out. It has gone out. And let me check out the back end in YouTube Studio and ensure that the stream status is looking good. Yes, it is. No problem. Gosh, I have had fiber for a little over a year now. And I got to tell you, I've had very minimal to zero issues. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. When fiber becomes available in your area, get it. It will completely change your life with the way you use the internet. It'll make things easier, quicker. You'll have just less issues all around. All right, let me check out the chat here real quick, and then we're going to get right to it. Mutt Nuts World's in the house. She says, hey, Eli and everyone. Hey, Mutt, how's it going? Welcome to the show. All right, so the topic of tonight's show is avoiding these distractions will bring you success at anything. One more time. Avoiding these distractions will bring you success at anything. This is not going to be a terribly long show, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I am going to be going over another blog article from one of my favorite sites, lifehack.org. But I'm not going to totally go into it. There are 10 bullet points that I'm going to put my own spin on, And then I'm going to share the link below in the description once the show ends. So those of you on the replay can actually go and check out this blog if you want to read it in more detail. But I'm going to share my thoughts here regarding the topic, regarding avoiding distractions, will bring you success at anything in life. Like the thumbnail says, avoid this to succeed at anything. Yeah, one more time. Avoid this to succeed at anything. What I've learned in 46, almost 47 years of life. Yes, my birthday is 5 days away on December 17th. And any moderators out there, if you want to do a panel show or do something special on my birthday, reach out to me, let me know. And we can make that happen here on the Grip on Light channel. Right now, I don't have any plans for my birthday. I may spend a little time with my family on that day, but because of the pandemic, it's going to be a little different this year. So more than likely, we're going to have an online birthday party, and kind of did the same thing last year. Last year's show was very interesting. It was definitely a blast, and I made more donations that night than ever before. I'm not trying to incite donations, but that's just what happened. So maybe we can have a repeat of last year, or make it even better this year, right? But, in order to accomplish anything in life, the key is staying focused, is staying on track, and not letting anyone distract you, not letting anyone get in the way of your success. Many people that have come to me say, I've been working on this for a year or 2 or 3 or 6 months or 8 months or 9 months. I've given it everything that I've got, but I'm still not successful. I really love what I do, and I really want to make this into a career, a business, but it's just not going anywhere, so I'm going to give up. And I asked these people a few questions. I asked them first and foremost, are you single? Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife? And some of them will say, yeah, I have a boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife. And the next question I ask them is, what does your spouse think about the business that you're doing? Do you have their support? And in many cases, they say, well, they think I should be doing something different, or they feel I spend too much time doing this, and, I'm not really getting anywhere, so, they're not really supporting me on it. And that's one of the biggest things that derails people from actually reaching success at something that they are more than capable of being successful at. That's just one aspect. Then you've got friends and family that want to spend time with you. You got family, texting you nowadays instead of calling you. Maybe they call you too, and they say, hey, how you doing? You haven't come spend any time with us lately. It's been a while, right? Then you have your friends calling you, asking you to go out for a beer, or to, just, spend the day with them, right? You've got all these distractions coming your way. And, if you avoid these people, then they keep on contacting you, or they get mad at you, right? But you have to ask yourself, are these friends, true friends? Does your family really care and support you? Because if they did, and if they do, they're going to, support you in whatever you want to make out of yourself. But in most cases nowadays, it's not that way. It seems like, your friends, your family, your spouse, etc., they want you to do things their way instead of your way for yourself. And it's not selfish to do something for yourself. That's called your purpose, especially if you're a man. Now, it's important for a woman too, but more so, a man's purpose has always been defined by what he makes out of himself. What type of business does he run, or what type of job does he have, right? What does he enjoy doing outside of his relationship, outside of his friendships, outside of his family, right? That's what's called your purpose. And again, in life, you're going to have many distractions from many people coming at you all day, every day, especially now that we have these smartphones attached to our hips. Yes, I'm going to show off my beautiful new iPhone 12 Pro Max once again. It's a big screen, huh? And it's got the 3 cameras on the back. I've got this thing bulletproof. It's a $1,400 phone. And when you spend that much money on a phone, you get the clear, case on it. So if you drop it, it's not going to break. And then on top of that, even though they use this new fancy Gorilla Glass made by Corning, I even purchased a clear screen protector that goes on top of the actual screen there. But anyway, we've got these smartphones attached to our hips, and they go off all day, every day. And I get all my notifications, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I need to hire an administrative assistant or a secretary just to manage my phone throughout the days. I mean, it's ridiculous. So if you want to be successful in life, unfortunately, you're going to have to prioritize who you respond to, when you respond to them. Sometimes you have to ignore people for a little while. I have certain friends that if I even respond to them, they're going to be texting me back and forth, and they're going to say, come on, dude, let's hang out. Come on, we haven't hung out in a while, right? You never talk to me, right? So when you get people like that are that needy, right? And being needy at an older age is just pathetic. It turns me off. But when I know I have friends like that and they text me and I know it's going to affect me from running my business and focusing on my purpose to get ahead, I'll avoid them for a little while. I won't avoid them completely, but I won't get back to them until later on that day or the next day or whenever I decide to take a day or two off. So that way I'll have time to communicate with them back and forth. Because if I start talking with them at that point, when they message me, it's going to derail me from doing what I want to do. I love running my YouTube channel. I love running my coaching business. And in order to put on these live shows and do pre-recorded videos, I have to stay focused. It takes a lot of work and a lot of preparation, right? And energy as well, too. And if you let even one person distract you, it's going to just throw off your entire day. And then you're going to shift out of alignment. And no wonder you're failing. No wonder why people are coming to me and saying they're failing, because you're more than likely dealing with these things as well. And if you are struggling with how to better handle these situations and you need a little more hand-holding, I would be happy to help you out. You can go to my website by going below the description. Coach Eli, that's my email. coach.eliasmelas.com is my website. You can go there, click on the coaching services tab, and find a package either with phone coaching or email coaching that works best for you, and I'll start helping you out. I'll create a custom program for you that'll get you back on track. So that way, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. But again, you've got to stay focused. You got to learn how to prioritize things. You've got to learn how to ignore things. I mean, you're also in life when you're creating something, especially if you're out here on YouTube, you're also going to be dealing with the court of public opinion. You're going to be dealing with haters. You're going to be dealing with people that, because I put my real name and show my face, they're going to look me up. They're going to find my phone number or phone numbers. They're going to text me. They're going to email me. They're going to try to do whatever it takes to distract me and throw me off. And you got to learn to deal with that as well. Like for the last several years, between a former channel I used to run out here and this channel now, I let the trolls, haters, and detractors affect me, right? Instead of just ignoring them and doing what I can to block them, using the technology on my phone to block them and on my emails to block them, I fed into them. And over the last year, this year in 2020, I've completely focused on disengaging and, ignoring and not allowing them to distract me from what I want to create. So even myself as a coach, no one's perfect here, folks. Even myself as a coach, with all of my experience, there are times where, I fall out of alignment and I get out of focus and I need to sit back and reevaluate things and then say, hey, look, I'm letting this affect me. How can I turn that around? What do I need to do? What's going to be most effective, right? In this case, ignore. Ignore them, block them, and if they somehow get an email or a call through, silence the call so it won't go through on your live stream. I used to get people calling me while I was live on the air, right? Now my phone is set in a way to the point of where unless I've been called by this person before or their number's on my contact list, my phone won't even vibrate. Like I put my phone on silent when I'm on the air anyway, but it won't even show up on the lock screen. So there's no way these people could distract me. Additionally, another thing that I did here, because I'm a monetized channel, I made my chats on my public live streams members only chats because I want people to chat that really want to be here. And I don't want to make it easy for the trolls to keep coming in and distracting the show. And it's made a world of difference. Now, many people will say, well, you've killed your audience doing that. That's not necessarily true. Because you have to understand one thing, like I'm not only here to do these shows to give a live show and a live chat. I'm here to create content at the same time that can be viewed a year or 2 or 3 years down the road by somebody looking for this topic and get value of it. There's replay value here as well. But if I become distracted, by trolls and haters, by family, by a girlfriend, by friends or anything, right? If I let that distract me, I'm never going to accomplish whatever I want to accomplish, which is what I feel is my purpose. And to me as a man, my purpose is everything. Without having my purpose deep within, how am I going to feel good about being around other people? What defines a man, and women nowadays too, because women are liberated, but what defines people outside of their friendships and relationships, including with their family, what defines them as an individual is their purpose. And if you want to make something happen based on your purpose, you've got to stay focused and not get distracted. All right. So with that being said, we are at 17 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to the browser source here. And we're going to get right to this blog on the site lifehack.org. This was updated on January 21st, 2020, so earlier on this year. This is almost a year old. It was written by Erickson Myers. He is a writer who shares about work and productivity tips on Lifehack. And the title is called How to Not Get Distracted, 10 Practical Tips to Sharpen Your Focus. That title certainly caught my attention. One more time, How to Not Get Distracted, 10 Practical Tips to Sharpen Your Focus. What I will do is I will read the prelude here, and then when we get down to the 10 aspects, I'm going to put my own spin on it. I'm not going to read what the blog author wrote. I'll put my own thoughts on it, and then I'll share the link below in the description once the live show ends, so you folks on the replay can go and check out the entire article if you'd like. All right, so you sit at your desk, ready to finally get some work done. Okay, let's do this. You think to yourself. You scroll over to Word or Excel or Office. I have all of them. I have the Microsoft, full suite. I've got the Adobe suite. I've got every tool known to man and womankind. And open up a fresh document. You have some idea of what needs to be done, but what happens next? What do you get? Writer's block? That happens to a lot of people. It kind of used to happen to me when I was younger. As I got older and started learning more in life, I have so much to talk about at this point that I never run out of things to write or talk about. But I get it. For a lot of people, they get writer's block. Yep. You write a few words down, but just can't stay focused. It's because you're having writer's block. Or something else is distracting you. Maybe a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, kids, family, friends. Maybe you're working a day job and this is your side gig, your side hustle that you're trying to build to replace your income so you can quit your day job and do this full time. Yeah, lots of distractions, right? That can make a huge difference if you don't figure out how to avoid those. Okay. Then you say, maybe I should wake myself up with something fun. You go to Facebook, 20 minutes gone. Distraction, Facebook. Then comes YouTube. I can distract you all day, every day. 60 minutes gone. That's an understatement. 60 minutes? That's only the beginning for me. I'm watching YouTube all day, every day when I'm not recording or live because I want to know what's going on. I want to know the news. I want to know what other people that do what I do are putting out there. I'm a part of the YouTube community. I'm a coach, but I'm also a part of the amazing YouTube community. Before you know it, lunchtime has come and half the day is gone and you've done nothing, right? And you've done nothing. Does this seem familiar? Do you ever find yourself wasting your day? Many, many people are in this predicament. And I've been there before. I would say in my younger days, it was very difficult for me to stay focused, especially when I was in grammar school and high school. I would get easily distracted. Like I had so many things going on in my head. And I was always a smart kid, not trying to toot my own horn, but I've always been a smart kid. I've been very intuitive. And school would bore me because it was too easy for me. It wasn't challenging enough. I didn't have to pay attention and I still passed, right? Like I don't know. I would pick up things very quickly and very easily, quicker than most of the other kids. And then I just would want to just tune out. I would just turn and look outside the window and look at the birds and, just look at cars driving by. But yeah, I would get easily distracted. Yep. It didn't affect me from accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish, and that's rare because most of the time when people get distracted, they can't stay focused long enough to comprehend what's being taught. And then when the test comes, you fail, right? That wasn't the case for me, but I'm a rare exception. Still, it's not a good habit. It's not a good habit to get distracted. Well, it doesn't have to be this way. All you need to do is focus on finishing this article to find out how to not get distracted easily. Well, yeah, so don't get distracted while you're reading this article and turn away. That's a great way to keep people reading the article, blog author. That's, you know what, blog author, I got to give you a big round of applause. Yeah, that's that's a good thing. I should use something like that in my YouTube videos to keep people watching longer, right? Get my watch time up, right? But before we move on to the tips, here's some important notes you need to know. Avoiding distraction is tough. No kidding. You're not alone when it comes to distractions. It is not easy staying on task when you need to work for hours at a time. Very true. It's hard to just sit on a chair. Like for me, I love doing live streams, but it's not easy for me to sit here on my chair and do these live streams. Now, I wouldn't have a problem standing up doing my live streams and moving around. The problem is I'm a one-man show right now. I've got to control the laptop, and do many things. And, I've got my microphone right here. I'd have to set up a different system, which I have. I have, wireless lapel microphones. I got everything I need. The problem is that if you want to do something more than just sitting down, you've got to have a production assistant. You've got to have people helping you run your show. So, yeah, I'll tell you, it's not easy sitting down running these shows for hours at a time sometimes, but I do it because I love it. And, right now I'm not at the point where it's feasible for me to hire an extra employee for my business. When it's feasible, I will do it. Absolutely. Give me a second here. My phone's blowing up off the hook. Not by trolls and haters, but by just friends and family and other messages. Don't get distracted, Eli. Focus on the show. But some people are able to do it. I'm definitely able to keep it together. But it's been a long journey. And, I didn't start to become really good at staying focused until my early to mid 30s. I'd probably say. The question is, why them and not you? It's a great question. It's a great question. Because a lot of people don't sit down and think about how important this is. If you sit down and think about what distracts you and what's preventing you from reaching your goals, it's not the fact that you're not good enough to do it. It's the fact that you're allowing outside distractions to allow you enough time to focus on your mission every day to get it to where it needs to get to. Number 2, you were never taught how to focus. That all stems from your parents and your teachers. It is funny how all throughout our school days, we were never taught how to learn and be focused, even though that's all we did. Right. In school, they just start throwing history lessons at you, right? Or science lessons, or whatever class you're in, or English, right? Or math, right? But they don't teach you how to stay focused and how to better comprehend the material. That's a very good point, blog author. And see, I can help you folks with that. When it comes to learning how to not get distracted, I'm an expert on that. I can help you with that. One session with me and I will change your life on that if you do what I say. If you take my advice into consideration and just follow it, it'll change your life. But yeah, in grammar school, high school, college, they never teach you how to learn. They just start throwing information your way, right? That's a great point. It was just assumed, right. And ultimately, it was hit or miss on whether or not you ended up knowing how to do those things at all. Yeah, absolutely. The tools to help master your ability to focus. Since everyone's left to their own devices, well, that's a figure of speech. They're not talking about this, but they might as well say, hey, since everyone's left to their own devices, the blog author is not talking about your mobile device there. It's a figure of speech. It is up to you to find ways to master your focus ability. Absolutely. That's where you got to dig deep and ask yourself, what's holding me back? What's preventing me from reaching my goals? I have 8 hours in a day to do this, but I typically only get 2 to 3 hours of work done. What happens during the other 5 hours? How much of it is a distraction by a girlfriend, a boyfriend, husband, wife, kids, family, friends, your smartphone, whatever, right? You got to think about those things, and you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to take action to make that change so you can focus more of your time in a productive way to move yourself forward. So that way you're not giving yourself a false sense of failure. That's what it is. When that happens, you're giving yourself a false sense of failure, and you think you're failing when you're actually not. The only thing you're failing at is staying focused long enough to create your greatness and be successful. That's it. That's what these tips are for, so you can finally stay focused and on track with what we want to accomplish for ourselves. So without further ado, let's get started. We are at 30 minutes. So before I get into these, folks, I want to refill my coffee and rest my voice for a few because, my allergies have been kicking in, and I'm going to take a break so that way I can give a little more effort and energy into these 10 steps when I come back. So let me just go ahead and do this. Let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. I'm going to move on back to full screen for right now. Mutt says, I am here listening and working on a craft project. Great, Mutt. Do you like the background tonight? Another beautiful Christmas background, right? With snow and just all the beautiful Christmas scenery, right? All right. So let me just cue up that music. Got a couple there already. And just need one more. All right, folks. Music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we return, we're going to go through the 10 tips on how to stay focused and how to not get distracted so you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. So stick around. We'll be right back. Everyone say, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Woo! Are you in the Christmas spirit, in the Christmas mood, bud? Are you folks feeling the holiday cheer this year? I definitely am. I never let anything get in the way of my happiness. Nothing gets in the way of my happiness, my health, happiness, and success. And I want to wish each and every one of you the best health, happiness, and success. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, feel it with me. Humma, humma. You gotta feel good, folks. You gotta love what you do. First of all, it starts off by loving yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love what you do. You gotta love like you've never been hurt. That's another topic I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, I'm gonna probably do that. Tomorrow or Monday, I'm gonna do a live stream. Love like you've never been hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right. Roll up the sleeves. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. It is 11:01 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:01 p.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California, Redwood City to be exact. Climate best by government test. And there's no snow in Redwood City. It doesn't snow here. It doesn't even really get that cold. If it gets down to like 60 degrees, we're freezing out here, right? We're cold wussies out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, if you live in San Francisco, it gets a little colder because you're right by the SF Bay and by the Pacific Ocean. But any other part of the Bay Area, I mean, it doesn't really get that cold, and it doesn't get extremely hot most of the time. So I guess, we're spoiled with our weather. But anyway, folks, tonight we are discussing avoiding these distractions will bring you success at anything. One more time, avoiding these distractions will bring you success at anything. If you missed the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay when it goes to a replay, and just listen very carefully to the examples I was giving, some of the experiences I've been through, what I did to overcome them. Play it back 2 or 3 or 4 times if you have to, because it will make a tremendous difference in your life if you're struggling to accomplish something that you really want to accomplish, that you know you're good at. If you know that you're good at something, but you're failing turning into a business or doing whatever you want to do with it, it's not because you're not capable of doing it. It's because you have a lack of focus, okay? You're being distracted. And I can help you folks eliminate, or at the very least minimize those distractions, so you're more productive and you create the greatness you were meant to create within yourself, and allow others to share within that greatness. Now, before I get back to this blog here and go over those 10 bullet points very quickly, I wanted to mention one other thing here that could be a distraction, that could be holding you back from reaching success. I want to discuss a personal experience I've had here on my YouTube channel. About a month and a half ago or so, maybe almost 2 months ago, I converted all of my public live streams to only allow members to chat. Again, that means you have to be a member to be able to chat, or moderators can chat for free, or if you're not a member or a moderator, you can send a super chat. But the general public is not able to chat unless they're either, a moderator here or they're paying to chat. And I got a lot of scrutiny regarding that. A lot of people were saying, well, Eli just killed his chat. He just killed his channel by doing that. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. And if you do that on your channel or plan on doing something like that on your channel, or if you're planning on monetizing something and let's say, you're worth $200 an hour, but you only charge $30 an hour because you don't feel you can get $200 an hour. If you value yourself at only $30 an hour, that's all you're ever going to get, or you might not even get that. But if you value yourself what you're worth, let's say $200 an hour, and you charge that, you might not make some money right away, but down the road when people get to know you, the right people will value you enough to pay you that. You see, the people that are coming at you are just upset that they can no longer troll your chat or come and, get your information for free or distract your chat because that's what their purpose is, right? That's why they're coming at you, right? So you cannot allow that to affect you. You cannot allow that to distract you, and don't let that make you feel that you're doing the wrong thing. I was thinking about it after I did that. I'm like, I was even starting to question myself, even with all the knowledge I have as a coach, with all my life experiences, did I do the right thing? And after I thought about it for even just 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, dude, you did the right thing, because the people that are unhappy about this are people that were never going to truly support this channel or my business or my vision for the right reason. They were never going to throw me super chats, donations, or use my services. So what does it matter? The people that really value my message and are going to use my services, which cost money, are going to have no problem paying at least $4.99 per month to chat. And it's just $5. It's not a big deal. It also keeps the chats cleaner. It keeps them very clean, and it allows me to run a show distraction free to the point of where, once my live stream goes to a replay, it has great replay value because I'm not sitting there and, talking smack with trolls in the chat for 20 minutes as part of my show, which the people that are here for the right reason don't want to see that. Those people will leave and never come back. So folks, here's the thing. Never underestimate yourself. Never undervalue yourself. Never devalue yourself. Okay? Set a price for your services and stick to it. Now, granted, you may want to start a little bit lower than $200 an hour for your services. Maybe you start off at $50 or $75 an hour, right? You don't have to go down to 10 or 20 or $30 an hour because if that's how low you value yourself, even the right people that will use your services will say, well, this guy's too cheap, so we're not going to use him. Maybe he just doesn't value himself high enough, right? Okay, so never, ever, ever devalue yourself. Set your price. You can charge whatever you want. You can charge a high rate if you want. That is totally up to you. What I suggest you never do is sell yourself so short to the point of where, even if it makes it more affordable for people to purchase it, will the right people purchase your products, at that low of a rate, where they may have purchased them at a higher rate because they're seeing at it this way, they're looking at it this way. How you, value yourself is how much they're going to value you, right? Food for thought. All right, Mutt says, welcome back. All right, let's switch back over to the browser source and continue here. Now, like I said, I'll be sharing the link to this blog in the description once the live stream ends, so you'll be able to go into the description and see it on the replay. And I'm just going to briefly go over each one of these 10 bullet points and put my own spin on it. I'm not going to read the blog author's, version of it. Number 1, keep your vision and goals in mind. What does that mean to me? Number 1, you have a vision. A vision is in alignment with your purpose. My vision here on my channel is to help as many people get a better grip on their life so they can accomplish whatever it is that their heart desires. I want to help people get their dream job. I want to help people make the transition from working in the corporate world or someone else in a job that they don't like to becoming a self-employed entrepreneur and doing something they love and making money while they do it. That's my vision, and my goals are to help as many people as possible. Additionally, I also help people on the personal side. I want to help as many men and women better understand, modern world dating and being married in the modern world. It's a completely different world. It's a new ball game. And most people just don't get it. And that's why there's a huge division nowadays between men and women. If you thought there was a huge division in the country between liberals and conservatives, there's an even bigger division between men and women. Just put yourself out there in the dating world and you'll see what I'm talking about. And if you haven't had a reason to date for a while, let's say you're happily married, stay happily married, because if you have to put yourself back out there, you're going to see things unlike anything you've ever seen before. So yeah, know your vision, know your purpose, and set goals, set attainable goals. Don't set the bar too high, but don't make it too low either. You want to challenge yourself, but you want to challenge yourself in a way that whatever you're trying to accomplish is attainable because you truly love doing what you do more than just the money. So that's number one. Number two, reduce the chaos of your day by focusing on 2 to 3 important tasks. One more time, reduce the chaos of your day by focusing on 2 or 3 important tasks. All too often, and I used to be guilty of this, when I used to work in the retail management world, when I was a store manager, every so often the district manager would stop on by and do a walk of the store. And they would give me a list of 50 things to do, right? And they would give me, 2 weeks to accomplish that, right? At the same time, they kept cutting back on payroll. So it was just a pain in the you-know-what to get it done, right? So what would I do? What would I do? How would I prioritize that list? There's a right and a wrong way to do it, okay? Many people will tackle the difficult aspects first. Let's say there are 3 difficult tasks that are going to take you a week and a half to finish, right? But then you have 47 out of those 50 tasks that would take you literally 30 minutes or 20 minutes apiece, right? So what would I do? I would have my crew, this was the first time I did this, and I learned my lesson, I would tackle the first 3. And so a week and a half went by, and it was 4 days before the district manager was going to come and check on the list. I had 3 things done on that list, the 3 biggest things. I'm like, yeah, I got the hardest things done, right? I'm good. And then the last 4 days before the district manager came in, we were able to accomplish, I think it was a total of like 20 items out of the 50 items, right? The district manager came in and said, Elias, how many of those did you get done on the list? Well, we got the 3 most difficult ones done, sir. And, we got a total of 20 done because the first 3 took a week and a half to do. You could have gotten a lot more than that done. You should have got them almost all done or all done. And I was like, what? Let me give you some advice, son, what my district manager said. Never, never, never tackle the most difficult ones that take the most time first. You should have done the 47 easy ones first. And if you had 47 out of the 50 done, even though they were the easy ones, how much better do you think that would look to your district manager coming into the store? And I sat there and I thought about that. I looked at my district manager and I was like, deep inside, I was like, I feel like an idiot, right? And I was thinking like, this guy's a jerk, right? But you can't call him a jerk because he's your boss. He'll fire you, right? I said, you know what? Lesson learned, sir. We're going to get these done within the next, half a week or so. My apologies, but I appreciate the feedback. From that point forward, I have learned how to better prioritize my days. Folks, you never, ever, ever want to tackle the most time-consuming aspects of your list first. If you have a list of 10 items and 2 of them are going to take 5 hours each, and the rest of the 8 are going to take half an hour each, do the 8 that are going to take you a half an hour each, because that'll take you a total of 4 hours to complete, and then get the other 2 done. What that does is it psychs you out or psychs you up to feel like you have accomplished a lot more, because you actually have, right? So you say to yourself, I have 8 out of the 10 done now. Now I got to hit the 2 hard ones. Let me get to them and knock them out, right? And you're going to be able to stay more focused on those difficult ones that take the longer amount of time, because of the fact that you already completed the other 8. If you started with the most difficult ones that take more time first, in the back of your head, you're going to be like, this is taking a while. I have 8 more to go. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I feel when the blog author says, reduce the chaos of your day by focusing on 2 to 3 important tasks. It could be whatever the amount is. It could be 10 tasks, could be 5, could be 100, right? Prioritize them in the ways I just mentioned. Do the easiest ones first, and then work your way up. Because the more you accomplish more quickly, the better sense of accomplishment you're gonna feel, and it's gonna carry you through the difficult ones when you get to them. That is that. Number 3, do those tasks as soon as possible. So this is talking about the previous thing. So I'm not really gonna say too much more regarding here, because in my opinion, do those tasks as soon as possible. To me, that means you have a list of 10 and 8 of them are real quick and simple. Do those as quickly as possible, as soon as possible first, and then focus on the more difficult ones that are going to be more time consuming. Let's move on. Pretty cut and dry. Number 4, focus on only the smallest part of your work at a time. Right. Focus on only the smallest part of your work at a time. It's the same thing again. The blog author is just spreading this out into 10 pieces here, 10 parts. But the last, 2 before this one, they all tie in together. They all coincide. Do the easiest and quickest tasks first, and then focus on the ones that are going to take more time and more difficult, because you will have already accomplished the rest of the list. And that way you're not going to be thrown off in the back of your mind thinking, man, this one task is taking longer than I thought, and I have 9 or 8 or 9 or more to go, right? That's the way to do it. Let's move forward. That's pretty cut and dry. Number 5, visualize. Whoops. I can't get this to stop. There we go. All right. Why can't I get this to stop? There we go. Jeez. I've got the top of the line Logitech wireless mini mouse, and I'm not using it properly right now. I'm too excited. Visualize yourself working. Okay. The best way for me to look at this is what you picture is going to come true. What you put out into the universe about what you want to accomplish is going to happen. If you can visualize it, it will happen. I've always done that, even subconsciously, right? And when I started to, do a lot of self-help and personal development over the last 15 years at least of my life, maybe 20, and I really started to better understand what visualizing yourself working means. Okay? It means that in order for you to have the desire and to make something happen, you have to be able to picture it in your head. It's kind of like, when you're putting yourself out there, let's say you're single, you're putting yourself out there in the dating world, and as a guy, you're looking to find a woman. You are going to visualize what she's going to look like. You're going to visualize how she's going to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're gonna visualize all that. You're gonna get a picture of her in your head. And when I say get a picture of her in your head, it's not only a physical picture of her, it's a visualization of who she is as an entire person. And if you have that in your head, you're going to know exactly what you're looking for, and you're going to attract the right person, because if other women come around that are not the right people, it's just not going to work out. It's just really funny how that works. So visualize yourself working, okay? Visualize what you want to accomplish. What you put out to the universe is what you get. Best way to put it right there. Okay, let me just check out the chat real quick. We're good. Number 6, control your internal distractions. Only internal? One more time. Control your internal distractions. And what that means to me is that we as human beings go through things all the time. Let's say you just went through a breakup. No matter how much you try to get that person out of your mind initially, that person will be stuck in your head, even if you're trying to focus on something else. That's a distraction. And that's a tough one, because when you have an emotional bond with someone, it's very hard to let that go for both women and for men. Okay? So when the blog author says control your internal distractions, it means that deep within your head, you're going to be thinking about other things besides the task you're focused on. And if you are so overwhelmed with internal distractions, it's going to slow down your progress, or completely halt your progress of the current task at hand you're trying to accomplish to move yourself forward regarding your purpose. That's the bottom line. Plain and simple. Let's move forward. Number 7, remove external distractions. This is huge. This is the biggest one right here, in my opinion. Remove external distractions. My biggest external distraction were the trolls and haters on YouTube. I had to figure out how to not let these people distract me or get in the way of my success, because they were able to get to me for 3 years until I figured it out. I removed that. Additionally, I've had friends that, say, hey, dude, you're not around as much anymore. What's going on? It's like, well, I got my business to work on, and I like going hiking, and I prefer going hiking with women because they're a lot easier to talk to, and they're a lot cuter to look at than you. That's the truth, right? You got distractions coming from your friends saying, where are you? Where have you been? You never hang out with us anymore. You got family saying the same thing, right? You've got all these distractions coming externally. You've got your smartphone, like I said, your iPhone or Android, whatever you have, right? There's a lot that's coming at you every day on top of your purpose you're trying to accomplish. You have to remove all those external distractions. I'll be honest and go even one point further. There are people, even out here on YouTube, that I adore. Like, there are some negative people that I've met that I ignore, but there are some people that I love communicating with out here on a regular basis. There are times where I have to ignore them or tune them out for a certain amount of time, because if I let them come at me every day, every few hours, or every hour, it's a distraction towards what I'm trying to accomplish for myself. So again, that is huge, folks. If you want to make something happen, you have to focus on the prize. You have to focus on the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You have to stay focused and not let these external distractions throw you off. It's very easy to be in the middle of a project, then you get a direct message on Twitter, or an email, or a Hangouts message, or a text from someone that just wants to take an hour of your time. And let's say they'd say, okay, well, I just need 5 minutes of your time. Eli, can you give me 5 minutes of your time? Well, you get on the phone with them, and then it's an hour, right? And you try to get them off the phone, and then they just keep yap, 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 right? So you got to learn to better balance that. And you gotta say, you know what, during the next 3-4 hours, I'm putting my phone on the other side. I'm flipping it over. I'm not responding to anyone. I am going to completely 100% focus on me. Or if you keep your phone face up and the messages come, you just prioritize it. For example, you may want to leave your phone open in case you get an emergency message from a family member. That's important. So in order to do that, the other people that message you to try and distract you, you can look at the message, but maybe not respond right away. And just put it off to the side and tell yourself, I'll get back to them later today or tomorrow. And if they keep messaging you, you got to ignore them. People are going to get the hint after a while that you're freaking busy. You got your own things to do. And when the time is right, you'll get back to them. It's not that you're trying to avoid them. And then you got those people that will just say, well, you never talk to me anymore. You don't make effort for me anymore. You can't let that stuff get to you, folks. If you let that stuff get to you, it's going to derail you. And you're not going to be successful on your own thing. Remove external distractions. Perfect. Number 8, skip what you don't know. Right. So this is a crucial one too. I had to learn this one as well. Okay. Let's say that, there's an aspect of your business or something that you're doing that you're not 100% sure of, but you've got 9 other tasks that you know how to do, right? Do those 9 tasks first. And while you're doing those 9 tasks, maybe you send an email out to a friend saying, hey, do you have any idea what this means? You seem to be more of an expert regarding this. So maybe send a quick email out to a friend or someone that can help you. Maybe you do that quickly first, and then you go and you do the 9 other tasks that you know how to handle while the other person is responding, because they may not respond to you right away. It might take a day or 2 or 3 of them to respond, right? So send that quick email. Hey, man, I need your help with this. What does this mean to you, right? Can you explain this to me? I'm struggling with this. So then you send the email, go do the 9 other tasks, and then you come back when you get your response, and then you finish the one that you don't know or know as well at the end. That's it. It's all about prioritization. That's it. Very simple. Number 9. Improve your discipline with focused practice. Improve your discipline with focused practice. If you have no self-discipline, then you're not going to get anywhere. And part of self-discipline is saying, hey, I really want to make it out here on YouTube. I really want to be a successful life coach. I really want to take this to the next level. What do I have to do to get there? I got to get up in the morning early every day, make my coffee, and get right down to researching the next video I'm going to do and start focusing on how I'm going to present it, create a thumbnail, set up a live stream, do a pre-recorded video, or if I'm going to do a Walking with Purpose pre-recorded video out in the field with my iPhone and my selfie stick, I'm planning that. It's a lot of work, and it can become overwhelming very easily. But if you have self-discipline and you discipline yourself and you love what you do beyond making the money, right? If you actually love what you do, you're going to be able to discipline yourself and say, I got to get this done. By this point, I need to be here. By 10 o'clock, I need to be here. By noon, I need to be here, right? By 2, I need to be here, right? And if you fall behind, let's say you fall 15, 20 minutes behind the schedule you set, don't let that get to you. Just keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward because, hey, the next task that you have to do might be a little easier and you may make up that time and get right back on track. As long as you stay focused and discipline yourself to stay focused, and you believe in yourself and you're not lazy, you're going to be successful eventually. I know these streams I do here are not getting a whole lot of views. I know that I still have a large audience of people that don't like my content, that like to troll me. And it's been weeding itself out. I'm in the transition period, but I know if I keep persisting and persevering through this, like I've been doing each and every day almost here, it's going to get there eventually. And I'm already starting to see it flip the other way because I've disciplined myself and I'm laser focused. And number 10, last but not least, manage your momentum. Manage your momentum. What that means to me is this. Number one, you first have to build momentum before you can manage it, right? If you have no momentum, there's nothing to manage regarding your momentum, right? So for me, let's take the YouTube channel, for example. Okay, it took me a while to build this channel to where it's at right now. And still not a big channel, but it is nearing 5,000 subscribers. And by the way, I want to make it very clear to people out there that may be going to Social Blade to check out my sub count. Let me tell you something. I have not had my subscriber count public for like the last 3.5 to 4 months. So the subscriber count that you're seeing on Social Blade was a subscriber count I had like 4 months ago. Then I put my subscriber count to private. And what happens is it doesn't update Social Blade. Whenever you put your sub count to private, Social Blade can't read it through YouTube's API, which sends that data. So just if anyone's wondering, when I say I'm nearing 5,000 subscribers and Social Blade only shows 4,100, it is because I haven't shown my sub count for almost 4 months, and Social Blade hasn't updated my sub count for those 4 months because they can't receive data when I'm not submitting it publicly. Only YouTube and I know what my sub count is, and that's where I want to keep it for right now. So this channel's almost at 5,000 subscribers. And, you know, I had some momentum initially, and then it kind of shifted because I had the wrong audience. Then I started to, you know, removing myself from that audience and heading more towards the positive right way. So my momentum went down, and now it's starting to build back up. But it took me quite a while to even get a little momentum coming back after I made that shift. So now I'm starting to manage my momentum. Now I'm starting to focus more on what's been working to get me more views with the right people. Again, my views are way down compared to when I was involved with this former, you know, drama audience I removed myself from. But now I'm starting to get more real views. And when I get videos that get me a couple hundred or 400 or 600 views, at this point, that's with my new real audience that I've been rebuilding. So I look at that, I look at what videos I did that got me those views, and I start to focus more on what my audience wants more of. I'm still being true to myself, and I'm still going to create all types of content regarding business and personal relationship success coaching, but I also want to focus a little more time on making more content that the majority of my audience, you know, will drop everything to see. And that's how you should manage your momentum as well. Look at what's working and try to duplicate what's working. And when I say duplicate, I mean, don't do the exact same thing. What I'm saying is that, for example, let's say you create a video on, you know, how to record, you know, in 4K at 30 frames per second. If that gets you great quality, or if that gets you, a great audience, maybe the next video you create is Well, if you love my video on how to create, video in 4K at 30 frames per second, you're going to love it when I show you how to double your frame rate and give you more smoother video. I'm going to make a video 4K at 60 frames per second. That's coming soon. You folks are not going to want to miss it. If you love my 4K 30 video, you're going to even more so love my 4K 60 video. You see what I'm saying? So you want to duplicate content that your audience wants to see, but you don't want to make it exact. You want to keep it close in the same arena, but change it up a little bit so they're getting something different in the same arena of what they're there for, right? That's that. So we are done. What I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to take this blog link and I'm just going to go ahead right now and add it to the description section. So if you refresh in about 30 seconds, you'll be able to see the source link a couple lines down. Okay, I just saved it. It says change is saved. And that's that. So that was How to Not Get Distracted, 10 Practical Tips to Sharpen Your Focus by Erickson Ramirez. Great blog. Great blog. All right. Well, that's going to do it, folks, for tonight. It is 11:36 Eastern, 8:36 Pacific. I'm going to get on out of here. I may be back for a live stream tomorrow, or I may take the day off. I am not quite sure. If I do a stream tomorrow, it will be probably around the same time, 6:30, 7 Pacific, 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern. Mutt Nuts World says night, and we'll catch up later. May go live myself, not sure. All right, let us know if you do, Mutt, and if I'm around, I'd be happy to make it. If not, I'll check out the replay. With that being said, folks, have yourselves a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.